I hope you are having a very spooky Halloween season. I know I am. It's been a blast, and again, like I said earlier, I'm really trying my best to keep up my posting schedule. Hopefully you can see it actually working. We'll see. But since it is Halloween and we have to obviously do a Halloween themed video at least once at some point this month, let's do one of my favorite Halloween-ish based characters. Blade the Vampire Hunter. And so in this video, we are going to not only break down the fighting styles and martial arts styles you would have to learn in order to become Blade the Vampire Hunter, but also give you a training regimen you can follow to become more like him, and literally teach you some of the moves he does in the movies, TV shows, games, and so on. Yeah, it's my Fight Like a Superhero series. It's basically breaking down all your favorite characters so that you can learn how to be just like them in real life. And just like every other episode of the series, let's run the intro. What's up guys, this is Only Ninja wearing aviators and a superhero hat, and welcome to the Modern Ninja. Now that we got the intro out the way, let's talk about Blade. Blade the Daywalker is a half-human, half-vampire hybrid, and he is one of the most lethal combatants in the Marvel Universe. Born from literal tragedy, and to get revenge for said tragedy, he's become and been trained to be a vampire hunter since his youth. And since he's also super old, thanks to the vampire blood, he's been doing it a while. And really, he only has the best parts of being a vampire. Like, he's called a daywalker for nothing. No garlic issues, no sun issues. It's great. Except your entire family dying, but we're leaving that part out. But he excels at combining his supernatural physical abilities with his decades of tactical training and experience, and his master level of martial arts skills to kill and rid the earth of vampires. Basically all on his own.
There's only been one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade.
And he is ruthless. His philosophy is to strike fast, strike hard, and never give evil a second chance. And I can live by that. But training like him is not going to be easy. He's not just some simple brawler. He is a hunter. Every move is built to disarm, destroy, or survive. Everything has a purpose, and he is an expert at making it fulfill said purpose. So exactly what fighting styles would we have to use to build us up to be Blade? Well, obviously Blade's fighting style is a blend of weapon-based martial arts, close quarters combat, and battlefield awareness. So these are the main styles we're gonna have to spec into, and just to let you know, sit back because this is gonna be a lot. First, we have the easy one out of the way, Kenjutsu or Aido for his iconic sword work. His controlled draw cuts, his precise slices, and his efficient transitions just scream Kenjutsu. And we couldn't be Blade without a blade, so we're gonna start there. Next, we have Eskrima, also known as Kali or Arnis. Now, this is a Filipino martial art known for its ability to control weapons of basically any kind. However, we're gonna focus on Kali sticks or Arnis sticks. We're gonna focus on knife work, and we're going to focus on transition between open hand and weapon work. That is going to be the goal of training Eskrima or Arnis. Next, we're going to dip into Jeet Kune Do, which is technically not a martial art. Originally, it's Bruce Lee's philosophy to martial arts, but has been since become a martial art that is excellent for Blade. Its focus on minimal wasted movement and extreme efficiency in between its techniques and using its techniques that makes Blade go from doing this, casually to being a hunter that has been successful for decades, almost over a century in some iterations. So he's got to be able to have that mastery of his movement. And of course, Krav Maga is going to be really good for getting our close quarters kills and weapon disarms. This is a style made for real life combat in the modern age. And so it's going to be perfect for the hunter Blade who has hunted vampires throughout time. We want to dip a little bit into Muay Thai because that's always going to be a good one for our open hand strikes, our punches, our knees, our kicks, clinch work. It's going to be a good thing to get us well-rounded in the non-weapon based combat. And Salat will allow us to train in our joint locks, our joint manipulation and control techniques along with takedowns. Because Blade is definitely able to throw vampires left and right, and we need to be able to do the same. And lastly, this is not technically considered a martial art, but we're going going to want to spend some time training in firearms. Blade is no slouch and no stranger to firearms of many different kinds throughout the eras, so you're going to want to spend plenty of time in your marksmanship category. And as you train, you're going to want to make sure you follow 5 of Blade's combat principles that we see him use throughout shows, video games, TV, and so on. Number 1, efficiency over flash. Every strike is designed to kill or disable. Number 2 is constant motion. He never stays still and uses angles and movement throughout his combat like a hunter. Number 3 is control under pressure. He does have that bloodlust, but he only fuels it into his combat using his brain. He doesn't just rely on the brutal rage. And so if you're one of those people that see red, you're gonna wanna fix that. You wanna stay controlled at all times. Number 4 is weapon mastery, complete and total. We wanna make sure that we're not just using a tool to, dispatch our vampires, but that tool is an extension of our body. We can use it just like we can use our own right hand, or left hand for you lefties out there. And number 5 is predatory awareness. We are obviously at a disadvantage. We don't have the heightened senses that he has in the comics and movies. However, we can still train our bodies to look for weak points in our opponents. Maybe that's looking for an injury that we can abuse in a combat situation, or just simply keeping an eye out on the door to make sure we know who's coming in and out of the room that we're in. Being aware of our surroundings is incredibly important for a good vampire hunter. So now let's go over a workout routine that you can do to get as close to Blade as you can. This is Editing DJ, and I realized that the video was getting way too long for me to go through the exact 3-day workout for you guys, step by step. And honestly, it's probably easier for me to write it down anyway for you guys, for those of you wanting to do it. And so this is me telling you that instead of breaking down the exact workout routine day by day, event by event, I'm just going to leave it down in the description for any of you that want it. Now let's jump straight ahead to the tutorial part of this video. So for our tutorial with Blade, we are going to be using our sword to learn exactly how to do some of the flourishes that we see Blade do in the movies, TV shows, and video games, and all the other things he's in. And so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to break so many rules of katana specifically, but of sword in general. We're just going to break a bunch of the rules so you can understand how to get this correctly and smoothly every time going forward and backwards and using your figure 8. Don't worry, I'll explain it. However, the first rule we're going to break is you're going to not hold it in 2 hands. Seems pretty straightforward. Figured you would kind of see that coming, but we're not going to use it in 2 hands. The second rule we're going to break is we're not going to keep a full grip. When you do this, you're actually going to let it loose and hold it in between your thumb and hand, just like so. This allows you to get a nice fluid rotation on your sword. For our forwards, our blade's going to go forwards, it's going to tip down, and you're going to allow your wrist to point towards you, or your hand rather, to point towards you, up, and back to the front. Towards you, up, and back to the front, just like so. Towards you, up, and front. Towards you, up, and front. And this gives us our forward rotation for our flourish. For backwards, you just do the opposite. Obviously, letting it drop behind you, letting a nice light grip on your sword, and rotating your wrist through, just like so. So now we have forwards and backwards, and you can change it by going up and down to give it a little bit more flourish, a little bit more flair if you'd like to. Flair. But for our figure 8 actually goes on one side and the other when we're looking at it straight on. And when we're looking here, it just looks like it draws a really big circle super fast, which is great. We love this kind of motion. And so in order to get that, you're going to do the same forward spin on the right side, or the outside, because you can hold this in either hand. I think in Marvel Rivals, he actually uses it in his left hand. And for our left side, afterwards, after the first one, we're just gonna immediately drop forwards, rotate our thumb down, and back to the front. Forward, down, and back to the front. And this allows us to go from one side to the other seamlessly. Just like so. And in just so you know, I'm going to be doing a little spoiler now. I'm actually going to be releasing 2 more Blade videos in the coming weeks, and you can add this to the combination that we're going to do in that video, which I'm not going to spoil it. You can wait to see that video when it comes out, but this is definitely going to be something you can lead up to the next video in the series, so you're welcome. But let's get back inside and finish talking about Blade. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really like doing these videos. I'm trying to balance the fight like a superhero videos and doing the weapons review videos. I know you guys like both of them, so I want to do them both for you. Let me know what you think. If you have a character you would like to see me do soon, please leave the ideas down in the comments. I have a bunch of ideas written down, but if you would like to see some of them more than others, I'll obviously prioritize those ones. And of course, if you want to be one of these cool guys at the end of my videos, you can become a member and support me for just even $1. I think maybe it's $2. It's whatever the lowest. I've tried to make it as low as I could. If you would like to help out, that would always be great. If you don't want to do that, that's okay. You can just hit the like button, leave a comment, and share the video. That would also be fantastic. It's a struggle out here with YouTube. It really is. But either way, my name's DJ Moore. This is The Modern Ninja, and I'm out.
Be the modern ninja, but
Left off. Just know I'm dangerous.
I'm on that Bruce Lee, flow like water, state of mind. Got me going farther than I ever thought I could have been. Gotta grab a sheet of paper as you know I got the pen. Anybody want to smoke your whole career be looking grim. Out here flashing change while your boy been in the gym. Watch me spitting flames while the frogs try to